What's up everybody, Chad here. Meet my 1977 Triumph Spitfire 1500. So you may be wondering, why aren't we doing a truck review? Why aren't we doing some sort of off-road vehicle review? Well, in a previous video, some of you all had seen this in the rear, and you may have also seen it in my garage in other videos, even ones that were up last year. And you know, since it is nice, it is June, I have brought it out, I've washed it, and I decided that I would do a review and show you guys around the car. So this car is a 1977 model, and if you guys know anything about the Triumph Spitfires, this was one of the last years that it kind of had this look and had some of the chrome bumpers before they replaced them with black ones. So it kind of still shows a bit of its heritage, and it's a very, very fun car. Now, if you guys are going to stick around, I'm going to show you some driving impressions of it, and I will kind of show you how the car has held up after 40 years, because this is its 40th birthday, this year it is, and I'd like to just show you just how special this car is to me, because I did spend very, very many summers, winters, and everything in between working on this with my dad in past years. We've had the car for, if my memory serves me correct, probably 6 or so years. And, you know, every one of those years, I've just continued doing more and more to kind of get it back up to speed. And there was a period of time where it actually wasn't running due to one of the lines in the engine that delivered coolant had a leak in it, and we had to kind of replace that. And it just took us a long time. And, you know, sometimes other things do get in the way, but nevertheless, she is running now, and she's very, very fun to drive. So of course, with any car of this age, there isn't going to be some perfect paint on it, and you can see with the chrome up front that there's clearly, you know, it needs some work done to it. Also, going around here on the side, you can see that from the factory it did come with these stripes, which were, I believe, an option, or they did come with certain paint jobs. The paint job on this is actually original. There are, of course, you know, dents and dings and, you know, various little spots where you can see a little bit of rust coming through. This is a 40-year-old vehicle, and it's not going to be perfect. Here at the trunk, you can see you have your luggage carrier that has been used. You do have a spare tire along with some spare cloths that we have just in case things do get a little messy, or you just want to wipe off your windscreen while you're driving down the road. Let's see, what else have we done to the vehicle? A few other scratches and dings here on the side. From what we believe is the previous owner, we actually have just kept it in the garage over here for the majority of the life that we have had it. It did come with this soft top, and in addition to that, we do have a body color matched hard top that is in the upper portion of our garage. Going under the hood here, I'll show you the engine. I like to start on this side. You do have those little latches on the side. Now, this is normally what I would consider to be a two-person job, but, you know, you have to make do. Here it is. This is a 1.5 liter inline 4-cylinder engine that did produce brand new 71 horsepower. Now, with some other additions to the vehicle to make it US compliant, things like an EGR and a catalytic converter, which was not required in England, it did kind of reduce the power output. I believe it even dropped it about 15 or 20 horsepower to somewhere in the 50 range. But, you know, since we have had it, that has since been disconnected. As you can probably see right down here, the belt is not connected to that pulley, which I believe does run the EGR. Some other things we've done since we've had it, it has gotten a new starter. This has been painted. I don't really care much for the silver. It used to be red. If I have any say in it, though, I will probably be putting some red back on it, or just buying a remanufactured valve cover so I can get that back to the original state it was in. Something that I did forget to mention when I was propping it up, and the reason that I start on the passenger side is because of this right here. So, you know, if you do start on this side and then you go over there to try lifting up the hood, you have to reach across the engine bay and all that kind of stuff just to get this thing back up. Unfortunately, it is only on the driver's side.
something that may have happened from the previous owner. It has had some master cylinder work here. You can see that there is rust here where it would normally be blue like the body. There must have been some sort of water leakage of some sort that just wasn't properly cleaned up, and it has since taken away the paint and also has created quite a bit of oxidation. Now, that is something that hopefully within the coming years I can aid or do something with, maybe even repaint it, but that's just a whole project that I don't have the time for, being a college student and only being home over the summers and working and everything like that. So another thing that this vehicle does have, as many cars of its age do, are 2 keys. One that does start it, and this one actually does lock the doors. This one actually, its only function is to lock the trunk. So
as for the interior of this 1977 Triumph Spitfire, you do get this, it's not real wood, it's kind of like some sort of faux wood that has, as you can see, cracked over time. You do have 2 gauges here in the center, along with your light switch. You do have your gas gauge and your temperature gauge, and this is actually the original radio. And since redoing the interior of this vehicle, through disconnecting the radio and plugging it back in and everything like that, the radio actually does not currently function. I'm not exactly sure why. That is something I've tried investigating a time or two, and hopefully within the future I will be able to figure that out. But it's not necessary to have those tunes, because when I am driving this, I do feel purely connected to the car, and I'm just enjoying the time that I do have. Also, 50,000 original miles on this vehicle that is 40 years old, which I find to be, amazing. And if you can see, there's no space past those 5 digits there. So when you get to 99,000 miles, if this ever reaches that, I guess it'll just stay there. If you all know what happens in vehicles of this age, please let me know. When they do reach 99,000 miles, do you just kind of keep counting after that, and your gauge there just stays at those same having 9 all the way across? Also, with this vehicle, you do get a 4-speed manual, which I love. There was no option for an automatic back in 1977 or any of the years that they produced this Spitfire. What is really interesting about this is you do get an optional overdrive switch on the top, which does work in 3rd and 4th. So you essentially do have a 6-speed gearbox here. The overdrive unit on the back of the transmission currently does not work. With a vehicle this age, you do have to figure out these different quirks that it does have. But that is something that I'm hoping to also investigate in the future. This project here is always going. It's kind of funny looking at this, because sometimes the gauge doesn't work, you have to give it a knock or so. did just get back to my house, and just in time because the rain did start coming in, and luckily me and the car got in nice and dry. So let me know if you like this style of video. It was something different that I just wanted to try. Obviously this isn't a truck or any type of off-road vehicle any whatsoever, but it was a car that some of you wanted to see. You had left some comments in the other videos, and I love to talk about it. I love driving it, and it's just a very cool car. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you next time.